Welcome to the Awakening Women podcast. I'm your host, Leanne Oaten, and for almost a decade, I have been a transformation coach and therapist. This podcast is all about lifting the veil of consciousness and awakening to the truth. It is also about helping you to raise the bar in all areas of your life and relationships by starting with you. If you're ready to take back your personal power and reclaim your life, you have come to the right place. I'm so glad that you're here, so let's get started with today's episode. So this episode might be a bit of a tough pill to swallow. I posted something on Instagram and I knew it was going to get most of those that follow me in a place where it's like, hell yes, I get that. It makes sense. I'm with you. Or some women who have led lives where they have been in toxic, very unhealthy relationships and have come out the other side or have had this awareness are high-fiving, and yes, this is exactly the mindset shift I had to have in order to change my life. And it's this. It's not them, it's you. It's not them, it's you. I know that sounds harsh, and it may sound like I'm being insensitive, and at the same time, having lived through combined 28 years of very toxic, unhealthy relationship stuff, the stuff that this podcast is made of, what you see written on my social medias and in my Facebook groups and in my programs, if you've worked with me, has primarily come from my own personal lived experiences. And so when I say something like this, it's because it's the same pep talk I had to have with myself many times, is we need to stop pointing the finger at the quote unquote narcissist or the toxic this or that, the toxic guy, the toxic narcissist. Because the truth is, we co-create all of the situations and relationships in our life. We are not responsible for what they did or for the ways that people may have treated us in the past, but we are 100% responsible for our response and how we choose to move forward. If we do it with the warrior mindset of, I'm going to invest whatever time, energy, and money I need to invest to get myself out of this place that I'm in so that I can thrive, so I can show my children what it means to overcome adversity and challenge. So I can show my kids what it means to walk away from something, even though it's the most difficult thing you've probably ever done, and to come out the other side stronger, wiser, right? We can't do that from a victim mentality of, they did this to me, the narcissist just does this and that, and I'm still trapped and I can't stay away and I keep going back and there's things that are stopping me from being able to leave. I can't leave. And there may very well be real reasons why in this moment you can't leave. So I'm not being insensitive to that. I'm all about that you do your own work. You get the support you need, whether it's with me or with someone else that can really guide you through this, not help you stay stuck in it by regurgitating the same stories over and over and over, but where you can actually bust through your own limitations, your own blind spots, your own BS to get through and have a breakthrough so you can start evolving. And as I say, evolving your way out of toxic dynamics that aren't serving you. You see, there's a lot of victim mentality in the space around narcissistic abuse and all abuse. And I'm not here to quote unquote victim blame. I've been accused of that many times when I talk about this from this perspective of, hey, you have some responsibility in this. No, you're not responsible for someone who chooses to be abusive or someone who chooses to cheat or walk away or lie or whatever shady stuff or horrible stuff they've done. Of course, you're not responsible for that. But are you responsible for going, okay, I'll give you another chance? Sure. I think you seem to really have gotten it this time. Are you responsible for overlooking things that you know are not okay? Are you responsible for getting yourself in a position where you're 100% dependent on them financially or otherwise? That's the shit we have to look at that's not easy to look at. It's uncomfortable to look in the mirror and go, you got yourself here. To the degree that you are placing blame on someone or something outside of yourself as the reason for why your life is the way it is the degree for which you're actually going to take action to get to another place. So the more you believe that your happiness and the things that you want are not going to happen or they're out of reach because of your spouse, their behavior, the things that they've done, the less you're going to take action to change your life. So it's when we can really understand that we alone have the power to change our lives, wherever you are right now, what you have chosen moment to moment, day to day, month to month, year to year has led you here now. So we take acceptance for that. We have acceptance and we go, okay, I take accountability that I have allowed this shit to continue. So let me ask you, how many chances have you given? So if you were to really just do a rough guess of how many times you have been hurt, betrayed, lied to, devastated, shocked, all those times where you felt like you couldn't take it another day and were going to leave. Or maybe you did leave, but you went back many times. I've heard lots of different variations of this. So get honest and do a little inventory of how many chances you have given this one person. And realize that that's a choice. That is a choice. So we own our choices when we are in empowered mindset, when we're in growth mindset. When we're in victim mindset, we try to argue for our limitations. We argue that, no, this is not me. This is the abuser, right? So here's a comment someone in the thread of one of my posts wrote when I was talking about this very concept that it's not them, it's you. Unless you're a victim of abuse, anyone trying to recover from narcissistic abuse or other domestic abuse can be hurt by posts like this, as it is victim blaming. When you have been lied to, gaslit, and manipulated, you no longer trust your basic instincts. At this point, you better damn well blame the abuser, not you. So that's the exact mindset I'm talking about. And then, of course, there's other people. Yes, high five, as if they seem to have this idea that I have no idea what I'm even talking about, right? And as I said, I have experienced it. So it comes from my own lived experience. Now, if this doesn't resonate with you and it feels like victim blaming and it's an assault to your soul, do not listen to me. Don't follow me, because obviously what I'm saying is just not aligned for you. And that is actually okay, because I know I'm not here doing this work to speak to every woman. If that's where you're at, then you probably will benefit more from just reading all about the abuse and how you were victimized, not the role you played in it. So that might be where you stay for the rest of your life. We stay in that victim. It's even beyond a victim mindset. It's a way that you can start to live your whole entire life in all aspects. So we need to realize that, yes, there has been abuse, but we are now responsible for changing our lives. And it's comments like that, you don't know what you're talking about kind of stuff. And I was victimized and I was gaslit. Yes, you were. Okay. But how long are you going to sit and stand on that and not look at yourself? So we have to take ownership for the fact that we allowed disrespect to continue. We allowed cheating to continue and took them back. And I don't know, for me, I certainly got to a place where I was disgusted with feeling like a victim over my life. I got disgusted with feeling trapped, or like I had no options, or like I had no influence over changing my situation. And it's when you get to that place of, I know I have power to change this, and damn well I'm going to, that becomes the fire that you use as fuel to change your life. Or you can stay in, yeah, he was a predator, he was a parasite, he sucked me dry, I was gaslit. I was this. I was that. He sucks me back in. It's all him. Now we do give 100% of the ownership to them for how they showed up. Then we look at ourselves and go, okay, so what is it about all that I stayed for however many years or decades? And why is it that I can identify with these patterns across many other relationships? So we're the common denominator. If you keep pointing the finger outward, it's never being pointed at you to grow and look at your own stuff. And it's not easy to look in the mirror and take 100% accountability for changing your life. It's not easy to do that. And a lot, if not most, don't do that. There are women, and I hope this will not be you because you're in this community, you're listening to this podcast. So obviously something about what I say and how I say it resonates with you. But there are going to be many women who divorce but stay married to that person for the rest of their lives. Emotionally, they're still married to them. They're still in that relationship. They're still replaying all the stories. They still are not over the abuse years later. What? We have to move through it and look at everything. Like, look at everything under a microscope. Like, how is it that I got there so that I don't end up there again? We have to take ownership for why that is. And that's not easy work to do. I'm not going to tell you it's easy. You don't just leave and you're magically healed. There's a lot of work on the other side of that. So until we realize that it's not them, it's us, it's not them, it's you. Until you have that realization and really viscerally know it, like in your body know it, you'll never change and grow. Because if it's always them, then I am powerless over the situation and they are in charge of my life and how I feel. Nobody wants that. So we shift it's them, it's their fault, they're the narcissist, they're gaslighting, it's Stockholm syndrome, it is a trauma bond, there is nothing I can do, that is victim. Okay, I'm not saying that victim mentality doesn't exist. I'm not saying that abuse doesn't exist. Of course it does. But you have to get out of that mindset or you won't change. If your mindset is I'm trapped, there's nothing I can do here, you're in trauma response, there's nothing I can do here, I'm stuck, because that's the story you play, that will continue to be your reality. You will continue to decline mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, all of it. Your health will start to suffer because the victim mentality will lead to disease over time. So you have to get out of it. If you want to hold on to your story, well, I am a victim, Leanne. Why would you want to try to tell me otherwise? You're gaslighting me. You're blaming me. No, I'm not. I'm trying to get you to wake up, but I can't force anyone to do that. You have to choose to wake up. You wake up when you look at this and go, yes, this is really not fun to listen to. I'm not enjoying this, but on some level, there's something in this that is speaking to me and I know I need to listen to it. So instead of it's them, we say it's on me. It is 100% on me to change my life. They're not going to do it. Nobody's coming to rescue me. We have to fully own this before we can honestly begin to look at our own toxic patterns and our own unhealed wounds that keep us trapped in these harmful relationships. And the next declaration is, I am in charge of me. This can be a really scary truth to accept because this means that we recognize we alone are responsible for changing our lives. Nobody else is coming to do it for us. We have to become the one that we've been waiting for. No one's going to come and ride in and bring a big pile of money and find a place for you to go or help you get to those decisions on your own. And then the next declaration is, I am the problem. This is when we are flipping from victim mentality into empowerment. So if you want to ride that wave, then practice these new declarations as part of your being. Like from now on, I'm the problem. We take accountability that we are the problem. I own that I've tolerated the intolerable. I've given endless chances. I've allowed disrespect. I've overfunctioned and enabled the shit to continue. And then the next is I'm 100% responsible. Life is a series of little choices, big choices, life-altering choices that have led to where you are now. And this is the work of empowerment. This is the work of awakening, is we look in the mirror instead of pointing the finger outward. So to wrap it up, if you're pointing the finger outward, you're focused on them, you're not doing your own inner work. And we need to flip that around. So if this is resonating with you and you are ready, it's a hell yes, you're ready to do this work. You are wanting to be challenged. You're wanting to be supported. You're wanting to reach that next level and actually have a breakthrough and no longer feel stuck and trapped. Then I invite you to register for my upcoming workshop, Should I Stay or Should I Go? We're going to go deeper into what it actually takes to evolve your way out of these toxic cycles. And we're going to be going into the mistakes and into the solution if you're ready. If you want to stay where you are and keep blaming the narcissist and keep scrolling narcissistic memes on Instagram and staying in that pool of crap without actually having a way out of it so that you can start feeling better, so you can start feeling good in your life again and feeling hope and feeling motivated to make a change, you can stay doing what you're doing. There's always choice, right? I'm not here to tell anyone what they need to do. What I'm saying is if this message resonates with you and you want to join the countless women before you that have joined this path and this movement toward awakening, toward taking self-ownership, toward taking responsibility for their lives 100%. If you want to join a group of women with this similar mindset who are in a similar situation as you are, then get yourself into that masterclass. The link will be in the show notes here of this episode, or you can head to Instagram and click the link in my bio. All of my links are always there. And I would love to see you in that live class. All right, take care, ladies. Bye for now. Thanks so much for tuning into this episode of the Awakening Women podcast. If you love this show and it has served you and helped you on your journey, please take a moment right now and leave a rating and review in iTunes and Spotify. If you'd like more daily content, videos, and inspiration, come on over and join me at Awakening Women Support Official over on Instagram, where we can connect and you can continue your transformation and growth journey. And I'll see you online.